Maybe, maybe not. Here we are, and we are live. Hello, and happy Thursday. Let me be the first to say it if no one has already. Happy June! Today is June 1st, 2023. Before we even dive in, let me talk about the number there because wow, what an amazing number. June is the sixth month, so it's all about healing and nurturing and taking care of our home. We speak of home, three sections: your actual shelter, your work, and of course your body. Then of course we have this one which is all about new beginnings. And by now you all know that this seven energy is really about bringing harmony into those contracts, finding more balance, taking time to quiet yourself down, which is really what, believe it or not, this month's really going to be about. Really making time to quiet down because there's going to be so much going on. Now the overall energy of that 617, woohoo, what do we add it up to be a 14, which is a big old five. So for this overall day, it's about change. And here I am, right here with my good old friend and mentor. Come together, what happened? Oh, there we go. She and I come together to play, but we also come together to give you insight so you can navigate through this energy the most appropriate way possible. So, Kitty, introduce yourself as I check to see that we are streaming where we need to be.
And you might be actually watching me physically melt on. It's 93 degrees here in Maine, and I am in my office, which is in a camper, but the air conditioner hasn't been on all day. So we're kind of in a metal oven at the moment. So I've got a fan blowing on me, hoping the air conditioner can at least take off some of the degrees. And, this month I was writing down my notes because I do a monthly video, which will be coming out tonight. And one of the things that kept talking about for this month is quietly looking at abundance. You're going to be getting kind of a different definition of abundance as this month goes on. A lot of really, really open energy. So I am the storytelling astrologer. So that will be our story in June. As we take a look at our journey through the beginning, really, we started our retrograde season officially last month, but we have many other planets heading into retrograde, and we have Pluto, which is in retrograde, crossing back over into the placement it was for the last 18 years to kind of bring back what are we restructuring, because it's going back into Capricorn on the 11th. What now? Because we've taken this step into our divinity, we've taken this step. Do we have to put together for structures to support us for that larger picture? What are we participating in? This is that quiet you're talking about, Joanne, that change that really just isn't going to serve us to really fulfill the vision. And what ones do we need to nurture, bring along, find, discover? It's a Sagittarius full moon, which is all about truth and learning. And what is it we can finally, after quite a few years of the thinning of the veil, let go of? This is a really big moon. This is a really big month for energy, for the great attractor. There are energies coming forward. You can tell I'm already up here. My energy is woo, 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 woo. I'm going to actually reach up and get a little mini fan. So excuse me. You can see what my message is for today. Let it be.
There you go. Let it be. And I'm hoping that everybody was able to actually hear Kitty as she was giving that amazing introduction, only because on my end, she was frozen. So I was not really able to hear much of what she was saying.
So we'll have
I'm
to
hoping
watch
that. Yes, we'll have to probably come back and watch the replay. But yes, we are in this amazing energy right now. I always find June to be an amazing month for many reasons, such as the 6. And based on numerology, for me, my life path is a 6. So this is a very powerful month for me in reference to my life purpose and my journey that I am on. And I'm seeing a lot of confirmation to the direction that I'm heading to. Lots of changes going on behind the scenes that is still in hush hush. So I'm not sharing much of it out there yet with all of you, but Kitty knows a little bit about it. So, but we're going to keep it a secret for now. But massive change based on this 6 energy month. And it is definitely a time to take time out to heal where you need to heal. And remembering, and this is something I've been hearing a lot since watching a lot of TikTok videos over the last 48 hours, your food is your medicine. And it's really important to start paying attention to what it is you are putting into your body, because that is going to be the very thing that's going to help you heal. If you are not fueling and also feeding your body, that could be the very reason why you are not feeling well. So, for my opinion, there is no excuse for anyone not to be living their best life, not to be feeling good, and not to be feeling good in their body, because it really is about fueling your body and getting that nutrients your body requires. So this energy that we have in the 6 month, this is a perfect time to start exploring how you want your body to feel. This is your one and only temple that you have. So if you have not yet started on this journey of really moving your body more, nurturing your body more, fueling and feeding your body more, this is definitely the time to do just that. Now, Kitty, you might have to go back a little bit because, like I said, on my end, you were frozen. So I heard bits and pieces. I'm getting really good at understanding robots because that's what you sounded like. I know you mentioned something about. I think you mentioned something about Pluto. Did you or did you not?
Yes. Well, what I said is that when I was doing my monthly report, getting it ready to share, I heard from my guys.
You're frozen.
See, you're not frozen to me.
You're frozen on my end. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if it's my connection, but let's see.
So if somebody's watching, can you let them know if you can hear me? Is it on Joanne's end or not? Am I back?
No, you're still frozen. Wait.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Now you're back. Yes.
So if anybody's watching, can they let us know if they heard me or not? Because Joanne, I'm watching you. I'm not pixeling, so I don't know if it's on your end or not. So usually if I
I don't know if it is or not.
So anyway, when I was preparing my report, one of the things that happened was they were talking to me about abundance, and that this healing, this 6 energy, is clarifying what our abundance is. So that goes right along with what you were just saying about your body. It is about what you're putting in it, but understanding this is a way that you build abundance, healthy body, healthy life, healthy choices that you are making, and different definition of abundance is what's coming forth. It's not only just an attitude of gratitude, but understanding that we limit ourselves by the choices we pick to say, oh, this is what abundance would mean to me. This is what, but you have some input on abundance, what I put in my body. There are many things that bring you a rich, supportive, prosperous life that isn't about money or who you're with or the clothes you're wearing, and really shifting this month about abundance. So what I was saying about Pluto was this is a month of retrograde starting. We have Saturn going retrograde at the very end of the month. We have Neptune. These are bigger planets going retrograde, and then we start with our outer planets. And when retrograde happens, it slows us down and it wants us to internally take a look at what it is we need. And this month, it's about abundance. It's about what is healthy for us, what our understanding of that is that we need, want, prefer. Let's go through all of those. Do I really need it? I certainly want it. That means I prefer it. Kind of actively asking for it. And in a class both Joanne and I took, that was a message the other night. Remember to ask and then be open to the answer, what that looks like for you. But this month really is it's a very light kind of energy month. Very fast moving though, guys. Amazingly fast. This is a month to make sure you have time that you just are going to be down, because there'll be enough in life that will be moving extremely fast, starting right now in the beginning of the month, because we have our Uranus energy, which is the higher octave of Mercury, both in a very speedy placement this month, working together with each other. But it's working in a Taurus energy to stabilize us. And Taurus doesn't move very fast, but right now it is going to be moving quite quickly. So,
yes, and I'm definitely feeling that energy, because interesting enough, today, after I was finishing my workout, because I did my workout earlier today, and the only reason why I did it earlier is because I didn't sleep so well last night and I was tired. And I said, if I don't get this workout in now, I may not get it in, which is rare because I never skip a workout. So I would have pushed myself later to do it. Anyway, when I was done with the workout, had lunch, and then I'm like, you know what? I didn't want to go lay down and rest a little bit because I don't have anything to do until like 3:00 when I was meeting with Kitty. So I go to lay down and I'm laying there and my eyes are wide open. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm guessing I'm not, because I'm not tired. So I get up and I hand wrote an article the other day. So I'm like, you know what? Let me type up that article. So that's what I was doing before here. So I am definitely feeling that revved up energy to like, I got to do something. Not because I have to do it, but because I'm laying down. I'm like, okay, I want to be sleeping right now, but I feel like I'm tired, but I have energy. So definitely utilizing this energy that the planets are helping me with.
There is an awareness in this higher level of Mercury, the Uranus energy of I am speeding, I am aware, but it is an awareness and things are being communicated. And of course, Mercury is always about how we think, our integrity, how we approach our own communication. It is the planet of communication, but it's about personal communication, how I communicate with others, but also with myself. And before she goes retrograde again, Mercury will really be moving very, very, very quickly. And this Uranus energy is really interesting because it's going over its last. It's actually going to go into some degrees it has not covered in quite a while. So we are getting new information, new communication. So it's going to be, we start the month with our North Node in conjunction with our Jupiter energy, expanding our soul, expanding our understanding, our learning right as we start this month. And it's about learning. Again, I'm hearing abundance, what it is we wish to create and the reality. What's really even more interesting, I follow Pam Gregory, who I recommend is an amazing person because she does a lot with the dwarf planets and lesser known aspects in astrology. And she's talking about that we have this big energy of what's called and we've talked about it, Joanne, you and I before, the great attractor. But the energy this month is literally going to allow us to see different realities. And starting on March 22nd, when we stepped into this divinity, this month there is a real ability to go to a new level. And I'm already feeling really interesting things coming through. I was very aware today driving. It's very warm. I could see more of the energy of the trees that were blooming. And I'm like, I don't think I've seen that before. And so it's going to be a fascinating month, a fun month.
Yes. And then we can't forget that we also have, as we have Pluto right now in Aquarius in retrograde, it's going to backspin into Capricorn.
Yeah, that's what I think when I was frozen, I was talking about, or when you were frozen, one of the two of us was. So
say that again.
I said when I was frozen, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. So Pluto, big player this month.
Yes. So that too is a very big player. I mean, we just have so much energy helping us through what we need to go through, our transitions, our evolutions, our whatever it is that we are feeling as though we might feel stuck, we might feel sluggish. But like Kitty and I said, like Kitty said before, and what she and I heard from another class that we're in, you are not alone. And you can always ask spirit for support.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally have a conversation with spirit, just like Kitty and I are talking right now. Literally sit down and have that conversation and ask for that support, and you will get it. The energy of spirit does not take a long time for it to help you do what you wanted to do, but you got to ask. The beauty of spirit, our angels and our fairies, unlike our loved ones, because our loved ones are sort of nosy and meddle when they want to. Our archangels and fairies, they respect us, which means they're not going to jump in and provide us insight unless we actually ask for it. So this is your opportunity, that if there is something going on in your life right now and you would like things to start moving ahead and gaining the support of the planets right now, go ahead and ask that question to spirit and see what spirit tells you to do. But you have to remember that when you do speak to spirit, you have to be ready to hear the answers. So don't ask the question and then sort of like get lost somewhere and forget that you asked the question, because you have to be aware that the answer is going to show up.
Right. And it may not, remember when you ask spirit the part about for our greatest and higher good, because, being open with no limitations. Thank you, Sandra Pelly. No expectations, and all right or okay with the outcome is part of it. Asking for understanding, and then making sure that you're in a quiet space, going back to what you talked about, so that you actually receive the information. That's a little harder for all of us to quiet down long enough, especially in this time where things seem to be speeding along. So,
and I think too, what's also hard for many is that understanding that what you might be asking for and what might actually serve your higher purpose may not actually be the same thing. And sometimes people get a little tripped up over what they're asking for, and then they wonder why they're not getting it. Because if it doesn't serve your highest purpose, you may not see it come into your reality, because it doesn't serve the reason for being there at that time. That doesn't mean it's not going to show up later down the road once you do whatever it is you have to do. But sometimes things just aren't in alignment to you, or something that should have happened. Maybe you sort of missed the opportunity at the time when it was going to happen, but then know that that's going to show up down the road once you do other things. Because I don't believe we ever really miss an opportunity, but sometimes timing is really important as well, especially with our planets on what they're helping us to do.
Mm-hmm. And we all have different transitions happening at different points. There's all of the recipes, all of our stories have different players, different plot twists, different things that happen. And this is Gemini. The sun is in Gemini, and Gemini is about experience. And you have control about how you react to that experience. And that's part of what's happening at this time, is things are brought to your attention, and your awareness and your reaction to them are all part of that energy. Those numbers you're talking about, 5, 6, and 7. It's the footwork, it's change, it's healing, and then it's clarity. So
yes, and in just a perfect time. And I mean, I know I said this yesterday to somebody. I cannot believe we're already halfway through 2023. We are in a 6th month of 2023. How did that even happen? It's like, wow.
And yet so many things have happened in 2023. In our own evolution. So many things have happened in our own evolution. So very, very interesting. So
yes. I love it. So for all of you out there who are watching, whether you're watching here with us right now or you're watching this on the replay, always, like Kitty and I always say, go and look at your natal chart. See where these specific planets are on your chart, personally speaking. Where is Pluto? Where is Saturn? on your chart. And if you're not quite sure how to understand or read or interpret what's going on, that's where we come into play, where you can reach out to us and get that insight. So please go ahead and do that so you can really navigate through this energy and get just as excited as Kitty and I am regarding what's coming up. Because the whole purpose of understanding your natal chart is really to know what's coming up. Now, my internet is just really funky today. I don't know why, but it's funky. So I'm hoping you can all still hear me. I have Kitty who's frozen on my end, so I don't know if she's frozen on her end. But in any case, hoping that Kitty unfreezes herself or the internet unfreezes her and she'll come back. But I think this is a perfect time to do some card readings to see how the cards can play into this energy with us and give you some amazing insight to what's actually going on. So as of right now, Kitty is still frozen. I just took a peek at the time, and it's so interesting. I think my clock is a little fast, though, because behind me, my clock says 3, 2, 1. And that means everything's in perfect order. So, Kitty, you want to do some cards now that you're unstuck?
It's so funny because I'm not unstuck, but you're pixeling.
Yes, I keep going in and out. Yes.
So,
yes.
So we'll have, when we watch the replay, we'll see if I froze or I didn't freeze. So, yes, I would love to play with cards because there's just this is a good tool this month. Cards, it's a good tool to look at your transits because there will be times in the speed where the pause will be important. And it's not pause to stop, it's pause to regroup before you take the next. Because often people say, oh, I get so overwhelmed. Well, part of that is learning to stop and still keep going to say, okay, what is my next best step?
Yes, exactly. And something was coming up as you were saying that. I'm just trying to get it back because my train of thought was there, but then it went away. Oh, there you go. There's the train of thought. As Kitty said about this is a perfect time for cards. So for those of you out there who are sort of interested in getting your own deck, not your own deck, but getting a deck of cards and wanting to start playing with them, not sure if you're aware that my deck is available on Amazon, and I do offer classes to teach you how to use them, but they're pretty self-explanatory. So if you are interested in starting to activate your abilities to become more intuitive, open up your psychic abilities, cards are a really great way to do that. So you can get my cards on Amazon under that long ass name: Chakra Balance, Numerology, Cosmic Energy Forecast. Jack, oh my God, what was I thinking? I don't friggin' know.
I love Joanne's cards. I don't tend to use them on here because Joanne's using her cards. And I think because they're very self-explanatory, they're very much about many levels. There's a number, there's a color, and especially after working with Deborah, the colors connected to the chakras. And just the one word is a great meditative word. And I kidded her even in my review about the name of that deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have absolutely no idea what I was thinking when I came up with the name. And interesting enough, the woman who actually who's the designer of the card, I'm really surprised that she let me get away with naming my card set. That she didn't say to me, you sure you really want to name your deck of cards that name? But anyway, that's the name of them. So yeah, very long name. You could probably just put into Google in Amazon Chakra Balance and see what shows up, or Chakra Balance cards and see what shows up. But that long ass name is there.
I think I found it under Cosma Chakra Balance. The word cosmic helped me find it.
Okay. Yes, excellent. And then another thing I want to just mention before we go into the card reads, for those who are interested, where you don't want to hold the deck of cards in your hands all the time, go and check out Deckable.com. My deck of cards are on that site where you can actually purchase a subscription, and then you can have access to my cards anytime you want it. You don't have to hold these 45 cards in your hands all the time. Although for me, holding them is the most important part of it. For me, anyway. So that again is deckable.com. You can go and check that out. There's, I don't even know how many deck of cards are on that site right now, but I know there's over 100. So you find my deck there too. So now we're gonna pull cards here. Kitty, you want to go first?
They flew out at me. You know, different cards resonate with different people. So don't be, I like Deckable. I've played with it because you can kind of look a little bit more at different things. You know, are you a tarot card reader? Are you more of an oracle card? Are you looking for something that's kind of a combination of both? So the deck I'm using today is my other second go-to deck besides Joanne's, is called Awakening Avalon. And it's a deck created by a medium who lives in Canada named Jeanette Biro of Avalon Spirit. So, and two came out together, and this fits very perfectly. Talk to the sun, shine your light. And that's what you're talking about. Joanne was just talking about having a conversation. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Having a conversation, talking to the sun. Sun is your power. That is your personal sun, is about the power, what you're here to work with. And talking to your spirit, your guides with it, to shine your light. Talk to the sun. And what came with it is clairvoyance, all about sight, opening your inner sight. And that's part of this great attractor. We're going to hear, we're going to be seeing things. The expression that Pam Gregory used was around the corner. In other words, we're going to be seeing what isn't in front of us, but is not in our vision. And this is our opening your inner sight. So this is all about sight and looking. Talk to the sun and look at your inner sight. Wait for the answer. What comes for you in this clairvoyance, your inner sight.
Yes. And I'm loving the cards that Kitty pulled, because I think mine fits really well into the two that she pulled. The card I pulled is in reverse, but it's the leader. And why it's in reverse is because sometimes we may have a challenging time stepping into our leadership roles, stepping to be the leader that we are meant to be. Many of us are actually meant to be entrepreneurs and do things for ourselves, but we get so caught up in wanting it to be easy. But this card is reminding you that you are a leader. And that 55, that 5 energy is about the change that you are going to undergo during this season. And 55 is your soul's calling, that you are literally in the process of stepping into your soul's calling, stepping into your purpose. As of next month, when the North and South nodes do transit out and move into Aries and Libra, that's the energy that's going to be amplified at that point. Is who are you? How can you be your best self, and how can you step into your soul's calling? So being that leader, the chakra is the root chakra. Now, I believe that if you are going to focus in on any chakra, if you only have a few minutes and you can't go through all your chakras, focus on the root chakra, because the root chakra literally helps you connect with the earth star and ground your energy enough where you are able to be more productive. And like Kitty's card indicated, having the ability to tap into your senses so you can see beyond what's in front of you and know the answer ahead of time as you stay grounded and get grounded. So I'm loving that card in addition to Kitty's card.
They go together very, very, very well. And so I asked for some further steps we can take a look. And the first one that came out, we talked about already today, is gratitude. Looking at that different definition of abundance, being grateful for the things that I have and realizing that's a kind of abundance attracts other abundance. And this is just giving thanks, that whole gratitude that steps forward, because you are recalibrating your energy. This is, and for people who are not working on awareness, not working on being awakened because they have other paths, this will be an energy of kind of more of what we've seen, but even at a hopelessness level. oh, these big sweeping, if only they would do this, if only they would, but this is about tuning in to that gratitude and to recalibrating your energy. If you see the world, how many times have we said this, Joanne? If you see the world as a difficult place, it will be a difficult place. Are there difficulties? Absolutely. But how I look and react, there's my abundance thing is, oh, this is a lesson for me. Thank you, Spirit, for a lesson at this point. And
Exactly.
it doesn't mean you have to love everything that happens, but knowing, all right, what is it I'm working on attracting, and what do I have that is already, it's already mine. So.
Exactly. And as usual, based on her cards, the card that I just pulled definitely is in perfect alignment. And it's so weird because I think we get this card a lot when we work together. And it's forgiveness. Yes. And it is the time now to really focus on forgiving. Come into that energy of the gratitude of whatever it was that is going on between you and that person. Recognize what it is you needed to learn from that experience, and just move into that space of forgiving. So let go of whatever it is you're holding on to, the bitterness, the frustrations, the things that don't seem fair, the why did this have to happen. Let go of all of that, because once you let go of all of that, you do get to move into that higher energy of the crown, and you do get to move into that higher wisdom. Because theoretically speaking, when you do have all of that, I'm going to use this word, lower energies, such as the anger, the frustration, they did it this way and it should have been that way. If you're holding on to that energy, that literally holds you down. That's the weight that is keeping you from evolving to the next thing. So forgiveness is a major importance for the month of June, because again, June is about healing. And the only way one can really heal is by letting go of the things that weigh us down. So that 9 energy, very much associated with Sagittarius, very much associated with Neptune's energy, that higher learning, that connecting with your senses, and really asking yourself, is it really worth holding on to all the bitterness? Is it really worth it? And chances are your answer is going to be no. So move into a space of forgiveness.
And
love that card.
Saturday is the full moon in Sagittarius, and full moons are always about forgiveness, gratitude, and letting the light shine upon those things to let go of. And in Sagittarius, it's new truths. It is higher learning of new truths. It is understanding that it is an evolutionary process. And it's what's really interesting about this particular moon, because of other placements. This is a very strong moon to be able to finally let go of things you've been holding on to. And remember, forgiveness isn't making it okay. It's just not giving it any more power in your life. So.
Yes. We want to go for one more card, or we're good?
I think I'm good. Oh, except that I'm looking at the top one. I'm looking at the top one, which was in the reverse, but it's embracing change, and that your seasons change. And this is a month where we celebrate the beginning of, we celebrate the light, the spring, and we take the turn where the days start to get shorter now. So this is more about the external now. So I think that's embracing what is happening to you. Oh, now she's twirling. So I don't know if I'm still on or not. But this is a very powerful new full moon, and the new moon will be in Gemini on the 19th. So that will be very much about our intent and that we're setting on this Sagittarian moon. So not exactly sure what's going on. So I will. Oh, I think I'm on. I think it's you. I think you are the one who's disappearing. So.
Yes, it is me. I don't know what just happened. I do magic. Yes, I do magic.
Well, at one point,
oh my God.
you were spinning, and at one point, all of a sudden, you really disappeared, and I was on by myself. I was like, "Oh, hi!" So, all right. So, what's your last card before the internet kicks us off?
Exactly. And the last card is very much aligned with what Kitty just said in regards to as we move into these that what is it, the summer solstice, yes, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken,
Hmm.
our rebirth card. We are all being reborn. Every day we get a chance to be reborn. But before I move into this card, I want to also remind you that going back to the forgiveness card, remember that everything happens for a reason. So whatever it is that conflict that you've had with that other person, there's a lesson there. Go into the lesson and figure out what that is and learn from it. And once you do, you can move into that space of forgiveness and you get a rebirth. So it works perfectly
Hmm.
connecting the two together. The chakra is the high heart, which is about more compassion, more love, more joy. 2 and 1 is that 3 energy, which is really about your mind, your body, and your spirit. So bring it all together during this season and know that this is a very powerful energy of healing. Again, as we said very early on into our conversation, make sure you do set time aside for yourself to quiet yourself down because this is going to be a very fast month and we have a lot of things coming in as we do move to the remaining portion of 2023. So
Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but I enjoyed today's conversation, even though I will definitely have to go back and rewatch because there was a lot of internet issues. But Kitty, as usual, thank you so much for your amazing
Well,
insight today.
and thank you for having me for this beginning of June. My first words this morning were rabbit, rabbit. You know, I woke up and went rabbit,
Yes,
rabbit.
yes,
So for luck and
yes.
blessings for everyone this month, this June, we move into one of my favorite things at the end of the month, the time of Cancer, where we nurture. You know, where
Yes,
it's
yes.
all
One of
about
my
paying
favorites as
attention.
well.
Yeah, very much so. So,
Exactly. Exactly.
namaste.
All right, guys. Until next time, and Kitty and I will be back again sometime in June because June is an exciting month, so we have more to share. We share
Yes.
bite sizes, so it's not too overwhelming. And if you need to reach either of us, know that our emails are strolling down on the bottom, and you can reach out for anything that you need. And both Kitty and I are here for you. So till next time,
Thank you.
happy June.
Happy June.